NoDQ.com.
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 NoDQ.com. NoDQ.com.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media, and across NoDQ.com as well. I am, of course, Jeff Meacham. That's why they pay me the big bucks. I can spell my name, by God. Hope everybody's having a good Monday so far. If you're in Southern California, God bless you. It's raining. It's crazy. It's flooding. It's knucking futs. So if you guys aren't dealing with flood control like I am right now, I'm literally barricading the garage to make sure we don't float away down into southern LA County. Hi, good to see you guys in the chat room. Good to see everybody. Good to see CJ and Brando and Zach and Walter's here. Yes, it is Talk Wrestling. It is Monday. What the hell's today's date? February 5th. February 5th. What a monumental day in wrestling. It was, let's see, since 2024, it was 36 years ago today that the venerated Winged Eagle debuted on WWF's The Main Event on prime time on NBC. And of course, we had the notorious Twin Hebner referee angle involving Hulk Hogan losing the championship to Andre the Giant and selling it to Ted DiBiase as a result, and then the whole WrestleMania tournament. And we don't have WrestleMania 4 because Greg and I suffered through that. God bless us. It is wonderful to see everybody. And I will say that the reason this ticker is running is not only to remind everybody that we at the Jeff Meacham Network live off the super chats, live off the donations, live off what you guys provide for us here. So please, go ahead and send those questions in. You know what? Michigan can have all the rain they want because I'm not fond of Michigan sports, so you guys can have the damn rain. Rain out the Big M games next season, although Harbaugh's gone, so I guess I don't have to root against them entirely, even though I'm still the Ohio State guy. Very hard to even say that word when it comes to football, college football. But anyway, yeah, you guys can have this friggin' rain. I'm a Cali boy. I'm not used to this shit. This is a little crazy. Having to be out in the garage every 25, 30 minutes, not counting the show, thankfully, hopefully, to keep having to barricade my garage from being flooded out. It sucks. I hate it. Anyway, the other reason I ran this is because we at the Jeff Meacham Network, our team has agreed to not necessarily purposely bring up the whole Vince McMahon nonsense. However, if anything like that is brought up with a super chat, of course, I will be more than happy to address it. And I wanted to make it clear that what I say or how I react does not necessarily reflect anybody up here except little old me. Not even the people on my team that are just on my shows. What I say is what I say, not what any of these folks or anybody in the chat room says. So please keep that in mind. And yeah, if you're going to complain about not having your comments addressed, then I'm going to call you out for being a whiny shit, just like the ticker says and the disclaimer at the start of the show said, if you keep bitching, I'm going to time you out. And then we'll just ban you because I don't want to deal with it today. Hey, there you go. There's already a happy, whoops, hi, let's, oh, wow, whoops, okay, can we, somebody, oh my God, anybody, moderators, there we go, Jesus Christ almighty. I hate, that's why I don't like doing the shows a whole lot on where I do them. Anyway, now, yeah, didn't mean to throw it up there, but there you go. That was a big old botch. All right. So I do want to talk about some of the more recent posts that have been about the McMahon, or not necessarily the McMahon shenanigans, but just WWE in general. There is a lot of stuff that really shouldn't be said. JJ makes a valid point. A lot of y'all find the money to super chat all the other channels you guys frequent, and you know who you are, and you know what channels I'm talking about. So give us a little love. The love I got. Anyway, thank you, JJ, for reminding everybody. Now, let me get back where I was here. So a lot of people are mad about Friday Night SmackDown and what happened, or what seems to have happened, with Cody Rhodes kind of deferring to The Rock. I saw a lot of talk about this over the weekend. We talked about it open mic night Saturday when I popped in after I was done with my friends, the LA Dolls gig. So I definitely want to bring this up. What I'm first going to do is talk about this ridiculousness that's being thrown at Ava, Simone Johnson, the daughter of The Rock, current general manager of NXT. This is actually happening. Let me go ahead and throw that up there really quick. See if there we go. She actually threw these tweets out, I believe it was this morning. I edited them so we could get them on the show here. But can y'all just leave me out of this for sake? I'm busy running a show. Death threats over a situation I have nothing to do with. And I don't know what BFFR means. I'm not hip to the lingo, as it were. But we're really sending death threats to Dwayne Johnson's daughter because the storyline has placed him in Roman Reigns' path for WrestleMania. That we don't even know that's for sure yet until this press conference on Thursday, which, by the way, let me go ahead and get that out of the way now. We are going to be talking about this press conference coming up in Vegas Thursday afternoon, 4 p.m. Pacific start, because immediately after that, I'm going live with Meacham's Musings, and we'll talk all about it. But we have a super chat. Super chat. Thank you for dictating with a super chat. Walter, $5. Thank you, sir. He says, thoughts on this random ass Cody versus Nakamura match? Cody beat him twice already. I don't see the point unless Okada's debuting, then I'll shut up. Again, patience is a virtue. No, not the NoDQ contributor. And we'll see them on the NoDQ review tomorrow night, apparently, for what it's worth. So anyway, apparently it's not so random. If you follow the WWE social media, last night at the show, they had, I want to say it was in Knoxville, forgive me if I'm wrong, Nakamura attacked Cody after his match. He, blew the red mist in his eyes and then beat the dog out of him. So that is what is the reason for the match. It's a bull rope match because it's Dusty Rhodes' match. Bull Woods, baby. Bull rope match. It was Dusty's specialty. So there is a reason for it. And as you said, we may get Okada tonight if the rumor is to be believed. Much appreciated their virtue. Not wrong there, sir. Not wrong for a minute. It is definitely infuriating. I try very hard to not outright disrespect on social media. I do kind of maybe, kind of vague tweet, if you will, vague book about stuff, but outright disrespect and just some of the shit that, God, death threats over a WWE programming. Like, really? That's what we're doing now. That's how bad the internet wrestling community has got. It's awful. $10 super chat from CJ. Thank you, CJ. He says, Jeff Meacham Network, The Rock is so selfish. I just got back to doing this. He's all caps, so he's yelling. I just got back into this. If they don't fix this ASAP, I will leave again. And multiple exclamation points. Now, okay. So here's where I was going to play the first video clip. This is not owned by anybody at NoDQ or the Jeff Meacham Network. This is off Busted Open Radio from I believe it was Saturday. May even been yesterday. Maybe this morning. I don't know. I found it on the person speaking's social media, and I love this scenario. This is Bully Ray. Check it out. Maybe. I hit the wrong button. Just kidding.
At the press conference that's going to take place Thursday, and this might be the most important part of the fixing of this situation. The Rock is seated at the table and Roman Reigns is seated at the table. Actually, both of them at the opposite ends of the table, both thinking they're sitting at the head of the table. The very first thing that comes out of The Rock's mouth is, before we get started at this press conference today, I need to acknowledge somebody. And the minute Rock says acknowledge, Roman gets a big shit-eating grin on his face. And Heyman fixes his tie and sits up all proud. And The Rock says, I need to acknowledge Cody Rhodes. Because if it wasn't for Cody Rhodes, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. Problem solved. And now,
for real. And Bully went on to say, if they completely, ignore it or, don't address it, then people are just going to be like, have no faith in Cody, because the heir apparent, if you will, just advocated to a 280 something pound Hollywood star who hasn't been relevant in WWE really in forever, saying, step out of the way, kid. I'm in the main event now. He's 100% right. I would love to see that happen at the press conference. That's exactly how they should lay it out. I love that. Where's that? Daniel said, Bully Ray should come back and book. Yeah, I mean, that's how I would book it. And Virtue agrees. I mean, it's all right. You know what? We're gonna time you out, and we'll see if you can behave yourself. And again, we talked about this quite a bit, and I tried to bring it up. I know it was brought up by several folks. We haven't even had a live WWE main roster program on television since we went off the air with a silent stare down between Rock and Roman on Friday. Cody is at Raw tonight. We know he's facing Nakamura in the Bull Rope match, baby. But that's all we know about Cody right now. We know there'll be a press conference on Thursday in Las Vegas. God help you if you're in that traffic. My goodness. And if you're paying the $2,000 for the ticket or whatever it is, $5,000 or whatever the hell, good for you. Good for you. That's money I don't have to waste, but good for you. But man, we all just need to be a little more patient. My goodness. Yes, and Virtue is absolutely right. He definitely does lay into him when necessary. $2 super chat here from, I just saw it, Psycho Jet Black. Thank you, Psycho. Do you know who I acknowledge? El Dandy. Who are we to disrespect the good name of El Dandy? El Dandy is a hell of a talent. El Dandy could be the next WCW US heavyweight champion for all we know. Everybody should acknowledge El Dandy, damn it. Shout out to Bret Hart. I didn't do that. I paraphrased that completely incorrectly, but anyway. All right. So that's, I really wanted to play that clip and make sure I got that out there about Cody's scenario, because again, all we need, as my buddies Paradise Kitty say, in the words of Guns N' Roses, all we need is just a little patience. We've got tonight. Who needs tomorrow? No, wrong song. Please don't. Yeah, I'm not going to sing. I promise. There you go. Walter says he's going live during that press conference on Thursday to give immediate on the moment reactions. So before Mitch's music. So there you go. So that it's really just one of those things, folks, where I don't understand why we need to just we can't just wait and see what happens, and we have to immediately just jump on the reactions and just get all ramped up right away. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And I really wish that we as a community, and I mean the internet community, the wrestling, whatever you want to call it, would just chill out a little bit. It's not Just not. Walter says just sharing this feed. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that, Walter, very much. Thank you. Again, super chats, you're my friend. Super chats are everybody's friend. Let's see. Yeah, the whole thing with and again, just all this stuff in wrestling right now with these allegations and promoters and whatever. It's unfortunate that wrestling promoters have been kind of looked the other way for so long that everybody's playing catch-up ball about holding them accountable for clearly misdeeds that, if you believe everything you read, which I don't necessarily believe it, you hear all this shit. I've been a fan for 30 years. I've been covering this shit for over 20, or more than 30 years covering this shit for over 20. We've heard a lot of stuff about not just Vince, right? However, there are some things that just aren't good timing wise, and I'm gonna play this clip here in just a second. I see Virtue's comments, so I definitely want to throw it up there because I do feel like Virtue's, I think social media mob is attacking because of the McMahon stuff. Knowing he's gone, they think they'll get their way. This could set it, but yes, absolutely, because people felt like they got their way with Matthew, I see your super chat. I'll go ahead and I'll save that for after the clip I'm going to play. People think they're going to get their way because of what happened with Daniel Bryan 10 years ago. It's just not the same scenario. It's not the same thing at all. Be it the thing with Rock and Cody or the allegations against Vince. Now, while I will, it's not funny, and I'm not going to. I was going to say I can understand where he's coming from, but I don't. I don't understand why the need to do this would happen, especially when you hear that this is being broadcast live, because the commentator says it at the end of this clip. Just not good timing on the part of Max Caster.
You want to try me on the mic? Get a different plan, because I'm freaky with the words like I'm Vince McMahon.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey, we're live, bro. We are live, bro.
That's just bad timing. I like Max Caster. I do. I like the Acclaimed. I think they're a great act. I think they're funny. But man, if there's stuff you don't address, at least right now, it's that. I wouldn't be surprised if there was more backlash against Max, and I hope it doesn't happen. I love Max. And again, I've never been in the locker with him, so I don't know what his conduct is. You just, you believe what you read on the internet or whatever. But it's just thought that was pretty bad timing, low class on Max's part. Just not a good look for AEW to have one of their trios champions acting like that. Not a good look for wrestling to heap on something, right? Just, yeah, it's is what it is, folks. And Walter makes a great point. Thank God you crazy people were just babies during the screw job. If you guys are this upset over Rock and Cody, I couldn't imagine you fickle people back then. Thank God there wasn't social media. Oh my goodness. There was such an uproar when the incident of Montreal happened. It was, JJ might not be wrong there. And yes, I understand Max's dad recently passed away. I do feel, condolences are cliche and, whatever, they seem kind of meh, because I didn't know the guy personally, but it has to be a horrible time. I can't imagine losing one of my parents right now, especially right now. My goodness. But man, all right, cool. Anyway, strike two, kid. Strike two. Didn't work. Why didn't it work? Am I not allowed to do that? All right. Well, just won't show your comment. That works too. Yeah. Anyway, Max, my heart goes out to Max over the loss of his father, but again, bad timing, right? Just not good. Not good timing. Oh, can I get the clips I wanted to play? Sorry, just got a little sidetracked there. I do apologize. As far as somebody asked me, more than one person asked me about my feelings on the direction the case took as far as Max Caster, John. Well, yeah, his dad passed away, but anyway, somebody asked me how I felt about the direction the case, the allegations against Vince took with the reports about his former EVP of Talent Relations. I'm not sure how much good that does Johnny Ace. I think while it may deflect the criminal charges against him, which, hey, keep your ass out of jail and avoid legal stuff, cool. Doesn't make you less of a deplorable human being at the end of the day. You're still a piece of garbage. And I will always think that. No, I just felt like changing it up, honestly. So I go, he says, trying to be an R&B star. I'm going, no, actually, I don't know where my other microphone is. So I just felt like using that. And I use this quite often. I just haven't been here with it here. So there you go. But I appreciate the $2. So thank you. Anywho, it's interesting, and I say it's interesting because I wasn't surprised at either thing. I wasn't surprised at Ace being part of the lawsuit, nor I wasn't actually surprised at the reaction and the fact that he had a lawyer, a separate lawyer from Vince, because one thing I've learned about Ace and dealing with him over the years is he'll definitely look out for him first and foremost. That's just the kind of nice guy he is. But again, no matter how you look at this, all this stuff was going down, the original allegations and all the thing, when his wife was in treatment for cancer. Even if he was forced to be part of these acts, even if he was a victim, as is claimed, if you were involved in the first place, you're a grown-ass man, go find something else to do with your life. Go find something better to do with your life than be involved in any sort of transgressions against your cancer-stricken wife, you deplorable piece of shit. Okay, cool. Colin, good to see you in the chat room. Always good to see the Cleaver along for the ride. I'm telling you, man, you keep putting these posts up about what you're conjuring up at home and at work. I got to get myself out to Cleveland for no other reason than to check out your the culinary options, man, because good stuff. Love it. Really good to see you, brother. Yeah, I mean, he did. He threw him under the bus. It was kind of ridiculous. Again, thank everybody super chats. I appreciate that very much. As far as everything, Emmanuel, your comment, we actually addressed that earlier, and I put that up. I will say it again because, man, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I understand the fan outrage from the Cody folks, and I just patience, folks, patience. But sending death threats to the man's daughters, just next level. What the actual hell? That's really ridiculous, and disgusting. I also did want to point out a couple of Twitter posts. One that got deleted by the poster. The other ones are still up there now. Sami Zayn, God bless Sami Zayn. He said, I know that many people have many opinions about wrestling drama, and maybe I too would weigh in if not for the fact that there are actual tragedies in the world happening daily that make wrestling drama seem largely unimportant. I realize that many people use wrestling drama as an escape of sorts, and that's fair enough. I'm glad I can play a part in that. This is really more of a me problem. And then he subsequently went to delete those. He's not wrong either. There are so many more awful things in the world, and the wrestling fans are getting worked up over a creative decision that we don't even know is 100% executed yet. It boggles my mind, like I said earlier. The other one I wanted to bring up is still up now. It was from the First Lady of Ring of Honor, the lovely Maria Kanellis. Kind of a long one, so forgive me. But she wanted to make things clear. So I'm going to go ahead and read this really quick as I can. There are a lot of reports about things that happened when I was in WWE. Most of them are just wrong. Some are rumors circulated by WWE loyalists, bots, or, quote, news organizations on the WWE payroll. Here are some facts. When I was, quote, released by WWE the first time in 2010, my contract was up and I refused to sign for 1/3 of what my male counterparts were making. When I went back, I was told by many people I trusted that WWE had changed. WWE knew we were planning on adding to our family when we re-signed. Mike asked for his release. I did not. Mike never went to WWE rehab, nor did they pay for any rehab. We were lied to many times about our storyline and what direction it was going. I fought back against it to no avail. We were never paid millions of dollars to WWE. We had the average contract for WWE for 6 months. We are not millionaires. We don't live in a mansion. I hope this helps people separate fact from fiction. She replied to a couple of tweets and then said, real life is not on social media. Everyone needs to remember that. Every week I get my children ready for school, take them to dance and activities. We go to church. I do photo shoots, clean my house, work out, produce. I love my job at Ring of Honor. That's my real life, not some insignificant social media argument with people I don't know. You may not like what I have to say, but if telling my story helps someone, then I'll speak up every time. I've never been afraid of people with power because my real life is too important. My life's work has been fighting for women and women's rights, and now it has turned into helping the next generation of talented wrestlers. If you don't like it, move on. That's basically what I've been saying for so long now when it comes to people's dislike of creative on one or creative on the other or some sort of, reaction or whatever. You guys have, every single one of you watching, almost, let's see here, 50 of you guys are watching, guys and gals. I'm trying to, it's guys, everybody's dude in California. Everybody's a guy, whatever. Every single one of you watching this right now has the ability to make a decision. That's right here. What do you know? Right now, on my television screen, I paused my childhood binge I've been on, my early fandom binge. I'm watching 1991's WCW Great American Bash. Yes, I'm watching that show on purpose. God help me. But if I want to, watch this. I can turn it off. Wow. I can actually turn the television off if I don't want to watch it anymore. You guys can very easily take your mouse, see, there it is, and go over to whatever screen you're watching, or if you're on your device, you can go up and hit the browser tab or the YouTube tab and close this. I promise you, I swear to you, as far as I know, nobody's actively forcing you to sit in your chair, lay on your bed, or do anything and watch me, watch WWE, whatever. And if somebody's actively forcing you to do something like that against your will at gunpoint, knife point, weapon drawn, please find a way to get out of the situation and call the authorities. Please. I don't want to be responsible or be secondhand responsible for something that tragic. I really don't. Same thing with WWE. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. Nobody's forcing you to be on X.com or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever you guys use. Every single person, as far as I know, that is watching this show, that is an active wrestling fan, has the choice. And you guys have that choice to turn off what you don't like and to turn on a broadcast what you do like. There are people that are choosing right now to pay $2,000 or whatever it is to attend this presser in Las Vegas. They are actively choosing to go into Las Vegas the week of the Super Bowl where traffic is batshit crazy and attend a WWE event that is probably going to be very heavily charged, negatively, very likely, and they're making that choice. My choice is to sit my giant fat self in this chair, watch that presser on Peacock, and then come on Meach's Musings and react to it. I am making the decision tomorrow to direct Stat Boy Sports Bar and talk about the Super Bowl. I am making the decision tomorrow to watch JJ's program if the weather freaking lets you do it. I am making those decisions. I am a human. I have free will. I have the ability. And at the end of the day, if they're fans like I know they are, they will still watch WrestleMania. And if you really want to hurt a company, like Daniel's saying, don't give them the money. Don't go on WWE Shop. Don't go on Shop AEW. Don't buy stuff from TNA. Don't do these things. It's really that simple, folks. I don't understand. There you go. Thank you. I chose to get all the right people and deal with problems I have with NoDQ so that my name doesn't get dragged into the mud because they are a hateful troll. Yeah. That's the deal. That's the deal. Everybody has a choice to make. Everything in life is a choice, ladies and gentlemen, and transgendered folks. Everything in life is a choice, whether it's conscious or subconscious. I chose to wake up after sleeping here at the studio last night. I chose to get off that couch and go into that garage and continue the flood control. I got up and made the decision that, you know what, I better go pee before my bladder explodes. That was still a choice. My body's telling me I don't have a choice, but I could have sat here very uncalmly and let my bladder explode. It had to go to the hospital. But it would have been a choice to go to the hospital, or I could have just sat here, let my bladder explode, and die. Everything in that was a choice that I made. And if you're bitching and moaning and crying and you're still spending the money, then you really can't complain about it because you're making the choice to spend the money and watch the product, buy the product merchandise, attend the product, the shows that are produced by these companies. You don't like somebody's music, don't buy their freaking albums. You don't like somebody's comedy, don't go to their damn stand-up shows. You guys don't like a sports team, don't watch them on CBS Sports. You don't like football, don't watch the game Sunday. Jesus Christ, it's not difficult. It really isn't. But it feels like to me the wrestling fandom, especially pro wrestling fandom, just wants to bitch. We said for years, and may God help me for this, we jokingly said for years that my grandmother was never happy unless she had something to complain about. May she rest in peace. I love that woman. I miss that person. I miss her dearly. It's been over 10 years, 11 years this week, as a matter of fact. And I'm really verklempt about it, if I'm being honest. I'm trying to get through this week without having a complete meltdown about it. But we always joked with her that, you know, she was never fully content unless she had something to complain or bitch about. She's the goddamn case study for the wrestling community. Everybody just wants to bitch, and it's ridiculous, and I don't understand it. Why can't we just sit back as fans and enjoy the product? Why? If somebody can please explain that to me in this chat, somebody can please explain to me in this chat room why it is so challenging to just enjoy professional wrestling and just be fans. That is exactly why I'm going back and watching these 1991 televised shows from WCW and the WWF at the time, because that is what drew me in as a fan at 7 years old. And I watch back now and my God, is this product just God awful. it was great for a 7-year-old kid from Canyon Country, California, right? I don't understand it. I don't understand the need to complain. And exactly, I'm on at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, because I'm going to hop off the air so that way you guys at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern can watch Monday Night Raw, because I know you want to. And if you don't want to, that's okay. You can watch hockey that's on tonight. Oh, no, there's still the All-Star break. I don't even know what's on tonight. But there are choices. And if you don't want to watch TV, you can play some music. And if you don't play some music, you can play a video game. Or you can, watch somebody else on YouTube after I'm done bitching. It's ridiculous. You can watch whatever you guys can do whatever you want to do, as long as it's not actively hurting somebody or a group of people. It's really just that simple. And I got really preachy here. My goodness. Great example. WrestleMania 9. I watched that the day it happened on tape delay. And I was so happy at 10 years old, because Hulk Hogan was once again the WWF champion. And he wasn't even supposed to be in the title match that night. I was happy. And you look back at it, 30 years later, you go, ooh, not good, not good. It's just sad. It really is. It's not sad, though? It's not sad, folks? All the great content we've got coming up here across the Multiverse of Media. We talked about this on Saturday. And Ava, God bless her, even with the threats against her life for something she wasn't even involved in, announced during NXT Vengeance Day that our next watch along across the Multiverse of Media for NXT will actually be NXT Roadblock. And that's Tuesday, March 5th, coming up after Snap Boy Sports Bar. So you look out for that. We also talked amongst the Greg Cherry brand folks today. And in addition to setting up our next episode of Luck of the Draw, which will be Thursday, April 18th, we've decided the Jack of all trades will happen in the month of March, the week before the week leading up to WrestleMania, Thursday night, March 28th. So be on the lookout for that. Tomorrow, JJ, weather permitting, because the weather sucks, will be doing his review of not only the weekend shows, because he did not get there this morning with the weather as bad as it's been, but also his review of Monday Night Raw. So be on the lookout for that. JJ will also be live tomorrow, again, weather permitting, at 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern, from the Mind of the Renegade, talking a lot about what we talked about here. But I definitely would love to hear JJ's views and see what he thinks about all this. And he's making the right decision by going on after Raw is over, because I'm saying a lot of this stuff, and I don't know what's going to happen on Raw tonight. So, JJ, I look forward to what you have to say once we hear what happens on Monday Night Raw. I mentioned earlier, Statboy Sports Bar will be live tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, with a full preview of Super Bowl 58. And we'll also have a watch along. I know I said if you don't want to watch it, you don't have to, but you're more than welcome to watch us and discuss through chat with Statboy and myself and whoever else shows up for the Super Bowl. Of course, it is the San Francisco 49ers, led by Brock Purdy, taking on the Taylor Swifties and the Kansas City Chiefs. Yes, I'm being facetious. Hate tweets to @_Jeff Meacham. Gonna be a fun Sunday. So check that out with us. Greg Cherry, myself, hopefully, and Matty Laws will be back Wednesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. Immediately followed by our watch along of what could very well be Sting's final championship win. It'll certainly be his final opportunity to win a championship in professional wrestling, as he and Darby Allin team up in a tornado tag match against AEW World Tag Team Champions Ricky Starks, and Big Bill. We'll also see Swerve Strickland and Adam Page fighting for the right to face Samoa Joe at AEW Revolution. Chris Jericho versus Konosuke Takeshita. The Stars of CMLL versus the Blackpool Combat Club. And yes, Tony Khan will have another big announcement that I won't give a shit about, because I'm kidding. I'm kidding, you AEW lovers. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let's see. I missed something. I wanted to watch it. Oh, I want that too, JJ. By God, I want to see Taylor during the halftime show. I want to see her jump in. We mentioned earlier, WWE will have their presser about the WWE WrestleMania 40 kickoff at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. And that will be immediately, there'll be a watch along on Walter's channel, which I will scroll up and plug that. It's not in here. God dang it. Rager Wrestling on YouTube for the watch along of that. And then I will be on the air as soon as that presser's over with my thoughts on what was said Friday, immediately after JJ's hopefully airing, weather permitting, episode of For the Love of Wrestling. JJ, myself, as well as JJ's father, the one and only Pop, we call him across the Multiverse of Media. We will be celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Fab Four's, our first appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show, to the date, February 9th, with our choices for the top 10 Beatles songs. Of course, Saturday night, open mic night across the Jeff Meacham Network Multiverse of Media. Check that out. The NoDQ review, I understand, is going to be tomorrow. I will not be on the NoDQ review for a while, only because of the nature of my schedule versus the review schedule. But I would love to be back on. Just a matter of my availability versus their airing it. Sunday nights are usually tough. Tomorrow I'm busy again doing Southwest Sports Bar, so it's going to be a thing. Thank you for the subscription to Walter's channel, Daniel. I know Walter will appreciate that. And yeah, that graphic we saw leads it to believe it's going to be Bianca versus Rhea versus at WrestleMania 40. So we will see. Hopefully that's it is what it is. And personal shills here, to be honest with you, but I do want to make sure these get out across not only my channels and the Multiverse Media, but NoDQ as well. Quiet Riot, the legendary Quiet Riot, back together on stage at Yamava Casino, Rockin' Brews this Saturday night. Doors at 7, shows at 8. Opened up by Paradise Kitty and my buddies from ages past. They'll be on Saturday. Sunday, during the Super Bowl, if you're out here in the area, I was out seeing my buddies, the LA Dolls, last Saturday. They'll be at the Topanga Social once again between 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. That's out in Topanga Mall here in Southern California, out in the Valley. Check out LADolls with a Z.com, LADOLLZ.com for more information on that. And then my buddy Jesse Fury and the Sound, along with my buddy Nikki Stevens, now part of the band, will be at the Mint, the legendary Mint, here on Pico Boulevard in LA, Wednesday night, February 21st. Doors at 6, shows at 7. JJ with a plug. I just saw it. I need to scroll up. This thing needs to move faster. Thank you very much. Be sure you check out Rangers of Wrestling as well. If Attila hits the 1,000 subscriber mark, she'll begin to review all of the TV specials and premium live events for JJ's NXT. Damn it. There you go. Check out everybody across the Multiverse of Media. Check out everybody. Check out Aaron's recap of Raw tonight. JJ's recap. Hopefully, again, this damn weather is what it is. Tomorrow morning, Tatilla's recap of Raw tonight. So much good stuff across the Multiverse of Media. Tatilla is only 27 subscribers away from 1,000. So again, Rangers of Wrestling on YouTube. Gosh darn it. Damn thing keeps clicking up on me. Rangers of Wrestling on YouTube. Check it out. That's going to do it for me. I went a little longer than I figured I would tonight. So thank you guys very, very much. Thank you for all the super chats. It is greatly appreciated. I am doing my best to stay safe from the storm. Thank you, Brando. It is very much appreciated. Again, doing this flood control has been a nightmare, and we still got one more full day to go tomorrow. So, JJ, if your weather calms down, we may need to do a two-man producing situation on Snapway Sports Bar tomorrow as we preview the Super Bowl. So definitely. And hell, if you're in New Orleans for Mardi Gras, our buddy Zach will buy you a shot. So there you go, guys. Have a wonderful night, everybody. We will see you tomorrow right here on NoDQ.com and across the Jeff Meacham Network, Multiverse of Media. I apparently did not see somebody super chat. I just saw that. Matthew, where did it go? Oh, I don't have a whole lot of thoughts on it because I don't follow Stardom all that much, unfortunately. That'd be a great question for Noah and his ATW team. But it's unfortunate that it happened. All right, guys, we'll try this. We'll try this ending again, by God. Where's my video? There we go. Have a good night, folks.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.